Hello guys, so my name is Raiza, I'm Brazilian, I live in the UK, I'm a translator and I also teach English, basic English to Brazilians, to the Brazilian community. And I decided to make this videos to practice my English and to show people that it's not a perfect English, it's far from perfect, and to talk about my personal life, some things that have been going on, some things I'm studying, some articles I'm reading. Sorry, my neighbor. So I have been studying to write a decent PhD project, which is really hard, especially mentally speaking, because after you go through masters, especially when you are an immigrant and you have to write in an English that is not, in a language that is not yours, you feel very pressured to deliver a good project, a decent project that can be considered for a PhD, for a supervisor to be willing to supervise you. That sounded really redundant, but anyway. So I have been in this process of rewriting a project for my PhD for over a year now, and I have been through some very traumatizing experiences because I was really excited about a certain topic, and then when my previous supervisor from my master's, when he had a look at it, he said, well, basically he said, in other words, he said, well, this is rubbish, but you can keep trying. And then it took me some time to digest this reaction that I had from him, and also to face my fears, and because I feel that I'm always improving my English, I'm always learning something new. This is something that I feel really blessed to be able to work with English people on a daily basis. I work for the University of Leeds, so I'm trying to fade a little bit of my accent now, because I used to have a very American English, and now I'm trying to change that. It's been really hard. Sometimes I feel really far-fetched. Sometimes I don't recognize myself. I think it's a reconstruction of the self, and I see sometimes other teachers, they have the perfect accent, and I don't think I will. I think I might never have the perfect accent, but I'm trying to get there to be able to communicate in a better way and to make people understand me. Anyway, but this is a choice. It's my own choice. I'm not saying that other teachers or even the people that are watching me, that you need to fade your accent. It's just because it's something that I'm passionate about. British culture, I'm passionate about British English, so to speak, because I don't think I can say British English. It's actually, everything is English, right? But to the British regionalism, if so to speak. So I'm passionate about that, and that's why I decided to record this video. And one of the things that I've been studying is I'm trying to create a PhD project. And one of the things I'm focusing on, and I think it might become a PhD project in the future, because it really is a process, it's an exhausting process, is talking about different migrant groups in the UK and Ireland, Brazilian groups. What I mean by that? Well, I had the experience of living in Ireland for only 4 months, but I went to Ireland several times in my life. I know a lot about the Irish culture, and I have my own opinion of the Irish culture, and I love them. I am very fond of Ireland and everything I lived in the country. In British culture, and I will specify a bit, like English culture, because British, we're involved in Scottish culture here, which I admire, but I don't know much about, so I think English culture would be a better comparison. I really admire both these cultures, but that's not the point. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost here. But Brazilians, when they usually go to Ireland, they have a better financial condition. Usually they come from states in Brazil that are richer, and in my view, in my understanding, and so they come from states such as São Paulo, Rio, Minas, or even the south of Brazil. And sometimes they leave their stable families behind to pursue a dream of living abroad, of living in Ireland, and of learning English, right? And this is one profile of Brazilian identity abroad, right? What I've noticed though is that Brazilian people that come here, they are usually divided into two groups. One is the Brazilians that usually stay here undocumented, and they usually come from poorer states in Brazil, such as Goiás, for instance. I don't want to generalize and say, oh, Goiás is poor. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's poorer than usually other states in Brazil, such as Minas, São Paulo, and Rio, for instance. And then these people come here and they often stay undocumented, and they often stay in the shadows. So they stay in a very, very complicated living condition. They stay in the shadows, but they feel content about working here. They feel like, oh my God, I'm so lucky to be able to work here, to be able to live here, although I live in the shadows. I know many, many, many illegal immigrants here, and I know that's how they feel. It's very difficult. The burdens and the hardships of being an immigrant, of being an illegal immigrant, more specifically, they are numerous, but in the end they feel content. So we already have two very diverse group of people. So because first the group that goes to Ireland, they usually leave stable jobs and fairly good lives in Brazil to pursue a dream in Ireland, and they end up taking unskilled or low skilled jobs in Ireland. Whereas Brazilians that come here and often stay undocumented, they are taking these unskilled jobs, but they feel content, they feel happy, so to speak, to be able to be living here, right? Now there is a third group that I've noticed, that is the Brazilians who are Brazilian/Europeans, which is my case. Not so long ago I got my Italian citizenship, and so in the census, demographically speaking, I'm European, okay, because I pay taxes as an European because I have the dual citizenship. And what many people don't know is that in Brazil we have many, many, many European descendants, like myself. So many Italian, Portuguese, Spanish descendants, and these Brazilians, they live in a limbo, in my opinion, because they are not Europeans. They have the red passport, but they live some kind of in between, and in some ways, to a certain extent, they feel better because they are Europeans, because they have the red passport. And sometimes they bash other Brazilians. They denounce other Brazilians. I know some cases where Brazilians were denouncing other Brazilians that were undocumented, and these Brazilians were deported. So it's really sad to see this happening. And I see that the main problem is the lack of unity and lack of a general identity. We are very mixed. We are very different from each other. We have a very, very different history within our own country, and this is something that fascinates me, but also makes me really sad, because this means that we ever find some bond between us, because I see so many Brazilians that are prejudiced against other Brazilians, so it's really, really hard to see that and not be able to do anything. So that's one of the few things that I'm studying and I'm reading about. This video contained lots of my personal views in my own experience as an immigrant, as a person that was able to live in Ireland and in the UK. I will put a few links below, so if you want to take a look of sort of what I'm talking about. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will probably do my videos like this in the future, but I don't know if people will like this. But anyway, this is for my own reference as well, and hopefully 1 year from now I will be a PhD student, motherfuckers. Yes, bye.